Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel and thank you for tuning in again. This video is another Japan storytime video. Um, this one is about the time I went to Hakone onsen, which if you don't know, in Japan there's a big public bathhouse culture. So I went into a public bathhouse, which is one of the more famous ones. I don't know if it's the most famous, but I went to Hakone Onsen, and it was very fun. And I had some experiences that kind of freaked me a bit. But anyway, actually, I have a list here because I kind of forget things that I want to say, and I'm gonna be reading out from this. I'm gonna sorry. I'm gonna start with the initial arrival. So we traveled from Aomori all the way to Hakone Onsen, and we were only there for 2 days and 1 night. For the first thoughts, when I got off the train, it's too hot. I was like, it's just too hot. It's too hot, and but we walked around like the little marketplace. I call it marketplace because like there's so many like shops up and down like the street, like where the hotel is. So my first thought was like, wow, it's really hot and I'm really hungry. So we went to this really cool ramen shop. I don't remember the name, but when you go in, it's not like a regular like store where you go and tell the cashier what you want. You go to a vending machine and you buy it there, and then you give them your ticket, which I thought was really cool. What we had to wait was like, if we waited like an hour for the food, and I was like, it's okay. It didn't bother me at first because we were like next to like this river or whatever. I don't know, like a waterfall. I don't know what it was, but it was really cool. And it was very windy, and I was like, yes, the wind is hitting me. And so I didn't mind. So when we got in, we got our food. We were there for a good time and walked to our hotel to put all of our baggage into the room. And as we were checking in, the server, the person who was checking us, there's like, for whatever reason, there's like two people checking us in at the same time. And then one of the servers, when he checked us, he asked us for our passports and everything, and I was like, okay, no problem, foreigners. So when we gave him a passport, and then he took us up to our room and he helped us like get settled in. He asked us if we like needed like water or extra towels, and my aunt told him that we were gonna need like different robes for my uncle and I, because obviously we're not your average Japanese size, okay? And so he's like, the conversation was so funny because it was all in Japanese, and so he was saying, basically what he was saying is, we have like they're medium, large, and whatever. And then he looked at me, he's like, I'm guessing you're gonna need an XL, and I was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, her and my uncle and I were gonna need the XL sizes. And it was so funny because I just looked at him and laughed, and he smiled, and I was like, yeah, that was funny. And then we got our robes. He came back, he gave us water. We hung out in the hotel room for a little bit because I'm sure everybody was tired, but we didn't go to sleep. We just like hung out, got refreshed, used the bathroom, and then we went out to get drinks. We got drinks from the vending machine and from 7-Eleven. I wanted to try some alcoholic beverages, so I brought those. And the cool thing about Japan, if you're a foreigner and you look like an adult like I do, they didn't card me, not once that I brought alcohol. They never carded me. So that was fun. But so I got like it's like a cherry drink with like 7% alcohol, and then I got something that tasted like medicine, and I was like, this alcohol is not the right alcohol. But the first one we didn't drink it till we got back to the hotel. That was like way later. It was after we checked out the garden. Yeah, the garden from the vlog. That was it. That was very beautiful, and I enjoyed it a lot. I loved it. It was so peaceful. And we went up to hotels and we started drinking the drinks. I, for one, don't know how to drink because I almost got drunk, and that was a very scary experience. Because next after that, we went to the bathhouse, the public bathhouse, and I felt like I was gonna slip and die. I felt like I was just like gonna like lose it. So we went up there before dinner, and then there's this little kid. It was a little boy, and I'm guessing like his dad wasn't around, like that he didn't take him into the man's bathhouse or whatever. But there's this little boy, and I was like washing before I went into the bath, and I went into the one inside first while he was outside. And then my aunt and her sister were getting up to go out to the outside ones, and I was like, well, I don't want to be here by myself. That's depressing. I hate doing things I hate being by myself or doing things by myself, especially in a foreign country. I was like, I'm not having it. I can't speak Japanese that fluently. Y'all can. How about I go with you guys? And so I went with them, and the little kid, as soon as like he was there, so this is the door, and as soon as you walk outside, there's like a little fountain there, and then there's the outside bathhouse. The kid was right here, and I walked through the door, and he was like staring at me. I was like, I didn't know what to do. I waved, and I went to the shower, and then he followed me into the bath, and I was like, oh, okay. So I sat on like this side, he sat on like the opposite side playing with the water, and I was like, he was still staring at me though. I was like, this is uncomfortable. So I got up and I went inside, and then he and his mom like came inside and sat down, and I was like, okay, cool. Usually I spent, I don't know, all 3 times that we went, I spent maybe like an hour in the house, in the bathhouse, because like your fingers start to get all pruny, and I don't like that feeling. And so I left to get dressed to go hang out in like the cold room and wait for my aunt and her sister and Kaya, my little cousin. And he also came out. He was dressed in like, he was like still staring at me, and so I was like, hi, and he was like it was like he didn't say anything like the whole time. And so skip forward to later the night, we were at dinner, and that was really fun. That was like an experience I'll never forget, because it was like such a traditional like Japanese like meal, and it was really 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 good, and I loved it. And okay, that night the server came, and I was like, when she left to give us our food the first time, I was like, man, I really have to go to the bathroom, but I don't know where it is. And my aunt was like, I think when the server comes back you can ask her. And I was like, okay. And she's like, do you know how to say that? I was like, yeah, I know how to say it. And so the server came back maybe like 10 minutes later, and I called her over. I was like, sumimasen, and I was like, otoire wa doko desu ka? And she was like, oh, she like, her first initial reaction was like, and then she's like, follow me. And then, you guys, I don't know if like she tipped everybody off, but there's like multiple servers that came into our room who gave us our first course meal. There was like a 3-course meal or whatever, and there was like 5 servers in the room giving us our food, and they took our photos and everything. Was very nice. And but anyway, as I was leaving the room, like all the servers like came into a bunch and were like watching us, and I was like she showed me the way to the bathroom, and you guys, those bathrooms were extremely clean. I was so shocked, and it kind of scared me, because I walked into the stall and I closed the door, and like I heard something like spray and like open up, and I jumped and I turned around, and it was the toilet. And I was like, that's creepy. But so I used the bathroom, did all of that, and I was walking back to the room, And then my aunt was like, we should hurry up and eat because we're gonna go back to the onsen before we go. No, she said we're gonna go 2 more times before we actually went to sleep. So that meant we had to go, finish dinner, and then go back to the bathhouse and then go to our room, relax, get a massage. I got a massage. And then we go back and then we come back and go to sleep. And then we're gonna go one more time before we left in the morning. So we went, when we finished dinner, we went back to the bathhouse, and guys, the same kid that was staring at me was there again. And I was like, oh, this is so, it's coincidental. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait for you guys out in the cold room. And they're like, okay, we won't take long. And so I left, and maybe like 20 minutes later they came out, and then we went to the room, and I was like, usually my back hurts, so I'm thinking about getting a massage. And so I was like, you know, Anyuka, can you come down with me, because I don't think I could like say fluently what I need to say in Japanese for the woman to understand me. And so we went, and my aunt told her what I wanted. Basically, I just wanted from here to my lower back, which was $30. And I paid for like just my neck to my lower back, but she gave me a full body massage. And I was like, oh my god. I was like, that's so amazing. I was like, thank you so much, because I was actually wanting one, but it was like too expensive. It would be like $50. I was like, no thank you, I don't want to pay $50 for that. And after we were done, the lady asked me if she could take a photo with me, and I was kind of hesitant, but I was like, yeah, sure, because like I had just got from the bathhouse. My hair was like pulled back into like a little ponytail, and it was just, I was like, oh. And I felt like I was sweating, but I was like, okay, because she was like really nice, because honestly I think I fell asleep, but I didn't notice. Like, you know when you fall asleep but like you have like a snore that wakes you up? That's how I was. I don't know if I was completely asleep or just relaxed, but that's what happened. And I was like, yeah, sure, we can take a photo. And then we went up to the rooms, and then we went to sleep. And then the next morning we went back, and the same kid, guys, the same little kid that was staring at me the other 2 times was there again. And I was like, you know what, I'm only gonna stay in here for like 5 minutes because I cannot. And when I was done, I told my uncle, and I was like, dude, Uncle Daryl, this kid just kept staring at me. And I was like, I was feeling uncomfortable because I was trying to say hi and he would just stare. However, all in all, I really did enjoy my Hakone onsen experience. It was really fun, and I really did love it there. Everything about it, from the garden to like walking around, how nice everyone was, the servers, the massage person. It was really fun, and I would go back every year if I could. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to going back there next year. And yeah, that's it for today. And if you liked my videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Actually, before I go, I was supposed to post last week, but I got really sick, and I'm still a little sick. But I just want to say sorry for that. But I'll try to do regularly story times because I have quite a few. But yeah, I just want to say that thank you guys for watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next story.